So Arike Gumbawale is the All-Star MVP. And we're going to talk in this video about why she dropped out of Team USA. And part of it was to do with politics, and part of it was to do with her game. And a lot of people don't know about Arike Gumbawale. And I literally saw a thread on Reddit, and it was asking about why the Dallas Wings were so bad. And it was like, oh my god, they have Arike, how are they so bad? Arike does Arike things. For better or for worse, Arike does Arike things. Before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 24.7k by the end of the day. So, when it comes to Arike Gumbawale, you are going to get a generational shot chucker. Sometimes, she is a generational shot maker. I want to see if I can find her game log. But sometimes, she is a generation... Like, she will lose you a game. Like, she won them up to in the Fever game, she hit a circus shot. She won the All-Star game. She had 34.5. That was the best I've seen her. And by the way, 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, when they played Team USA, she was the MVP as well. So she has been the MVP twice against Team USA. Which is crazy. Which is absolutely crazy. And you've got now a situation where she has destroyed them twice, but they wouldn't pick her for the team. And I do think there is some politics involved, because what her role would be is a bench role. Her role would be the Jordan Clarkson role. That is what she is best at. And she is just the best in the WNBA at that. So if I can find a game log of Arike, I can just show you guys what I mean. So for her full game log for the season, like this is her game log for the season. So against the Indiana Fever, 8 of 21. She was 2 of 15 against the Sparks, by the way. 2 of 15. 4 of 14, 4 of 13, 6 of 16, 8 of 22, 6 of 18, 7 of 15, 8 of 17, 9 of 21, 3 of 11, 10 of 24, 2 of 15 again. 8 of 19, 9 of 27, 10 for 28, 9 for 23, 6 for 17, 8 for 21, 7 for 30, 11 for 24. Albeit, again, 40%. 8 for 20, 9 for 28, 10 for 23. She has not shot above 50% in a single game this season. And again, some were crazy. Like, again, 40 points, 24 shots, ridiculous. She shoots threes. Again, 7 to 12 from 3 is impressive. Is really impressive. But she has shot above 50% from 3. What? Actually, no. Threes are worth an extra point. But, like, her 3-point percentage is lower than Caitlin Clark's. Her field goal percentage is lower than Caitlin Clark's. Her assists are less. She shoots more shots. And her team is terrible. Like, her team needs her to drop 40 for her to win. Like, she had 40 in a win against Phoenix. She had 20 on 30 shots. She took 30 shots in a game. 28 shots, 27 shots, 18 shots, 22 shots. And since in the last couple of games, when she's been only shooting below 20 shots, other than the Indiana game, she was averaging she was averaging, 15 a game? She's been averaging 16 a game on a lot of shots. And that is where the issue is with Arike. I do think, however, if you are asking me, does Arike Ogunbowale deserve to be on Team USA? My answer is yes. My answer is 1,000,000% a resounding yes. Because she has that ability to do what she did at the weekend. Like, if you are struggling, she can win you a game by herself. She can. She has that ability to win you a game by herself. And if you are somebody with that ability, you need to be somewhere on the team. Because there are not that many players in the WNBA that can do that. And you might be saying, oh, who should be taken out? Who should be taken out? There is one very evident player that should be taken out. And the player is it's Jewell Loyd. It's Jewell Loyd. So if you want to talk about, I want to say Arike's percentages have been bad. Jewell Loyd, 8 of 18, 3 of 14, 5 of 13, 8 of 22, 6 of 20, 5 of 14. She shot 8 for 14 here. But like 0 of 9, 5 of 15, 3 of 15. With 0 of 6 from 3. And by the way, at least Arike shoots 30-something% from 3. Whereas Jewell Loyd shoots like under 30, way under 30%. Jewell Loyd has an effective field goal percentage under 40. I've never seen somebody shoot the ball as much as she does with an effective field goal percentage of under 40. But I think there were, like, she dropped out, obviously, knowing she wasn't going to be picked. And I think that if you are the selector, How you can pass up on an Arike is beyond me. How you can pass up on a player, especially in international ball, where if you dig a hole for yourself in a game, you're screwed. And you can badly lose a game if you dig a hole for yourself. However, you've now got a situation where you don't have that out and out scorer because Jewel Lloyd is shooting a historically bad percentage. But Arike should have been that player. She doesn't have a position for that Team USA team. Her job should be to just go and get buckets. That is what her game should be. Her game should be get buckets. A big reason why Dallas are as bad as they are is because of Arike. Like, we all know what these type of players are. And you might be saying, okay, Arike's forced to do a lot. And that is very true. But also the fact is that, like, she was on a team with Satu, Natasha Howard herself, an absolutely insanely good team. And she was still getting hers last year. And they were good, but then the playoffs came and they really, really struggled. To be fair, Satu including that. But Arike is what a team needs as their 11th or 12th man. There's no reason for her not to have been picked in that. But if you're saying that, like, oh, she's better than all those USA players, yeah, she's the best isolation scorer in the league. But we all know from the sport of basketball how important or not important isolation scoring is in the W, or in basketball. And that's the way I think the W is trending, is that you can no longer look at things from an NBA perspective, or from just a WNBA perspective. You have to view the game from the lens of NBA, international ball, speed, pace, not what the game was 15 years ago. And with the likes of Caitlin Clark and stuff coming in, you can see that. Arike, without the ball in her hands, is better. But she can go on a heater like she did at the All-Star weekend. And when she is hot, she is the best player in the WNBA. Bar none, including A'ja Wilson. A Arike who is hot is better than A'ja. Straight up, because she's decent defensively. She's got quick hands. She steals. She gets quite a lot of steals. So you can't say that she does that poorly. But the problem is that even just stylistically, if you're gonna bring Jewel Lloyd, you can't bring Arike. And also, a big problem is with the USA women's basketball team. Is that they if you want to look at what Arike's role is a scorer for a shooting guard. So is Sabrina Ionescu, so is Jewel Lloyd, so is Jackie Young, so is Kat Copper, so is Kelsey Plum, so is Diana Taurasi. They already have 6 players that play the exact same role as she does. However, Kelsey Plum, I don't know why Kelsey Plum just shouldn't be there the way she's playing. Kat Copper is more consistent. Taurasi is a safe pair of hands. And she's got the experience. Sabrina's just better than her. Jackie Young just does more than her. She's a much better passer. She does more. The one player that shouldn't be there is Chelsea Gray. But replacing Chelsea Gray with Arike doesn't solve USA's lack of a point guard problem. And that's the big problem, is that the actual player that shouldn't be there is Chelsea Gray. Say what you want about Diana Taurasi. Taurasi showed in that All-Star game that, no, she is the safe pair of hands. She's not going to get nervous on the big stage. And they do need her. Because when it's all said and done, there's a good chance that she ends up being their best wing. But the one player you get rid of is Chelsea Gray. And if you want to make the argument that she's way better than Chelsea Gray, that's a complete fair argument. They don't play the same position. And you cannot go out there without a point guard. Albeit you took the 7th best point guard in the league. You took a point guard. But anyway, yeah. That is the video. If I was picking Team USA, would I have done it? Yeah. Arike dropped out herself because she knew that she wasn't going to get picked. And when she is talking about the politics of Team USA, it is basically because, yeah, Jewel Lloyd was there before, so Jewel Lloyd's there now. It is not picking the best team. It is picking... They're putting way too much emphasis on players that have played together in chemistry when they've barely played together. Like, again, this is a Team USA team that nearly lost to Belgium. They nearly lost to Belgium, so I wouldn't be going out there and saying, oh, we've had this great chemistry over the years. Because you're not. You nearly lost to Belgium last year. And you needed a miracle tip-in to beat Belgium after losing the entire game. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. That's pretty true. That's probably why that's not why she didn't make the team. And it is what it is. I think she dropped out before she could be cut. And I think the reason why she was cut is that you can only really have one player like her on a team, and they already had Jewell Loyd. And they wanted to pick Jewell Loyd over it because they started Jewell Loyd. I don't know why. But for me, Arike is there. Arike is not one of the most important players on the team, but we all know what those Sparkplug 6 men can do. And that in that type of setting, Arike does that better than any other player. It's just unfortunate. The WNBA, until Kennedy Carter this year, doesn't really have, from what I've seen, doesn't have this history of explosive guards coming off the bench and changing games like the NBA does. So obviously, Cheryl Reeve and the WNBA hierarchy don't rate that as far as players are concerned.